Good day, folks, and welcome to our video here to explain our commercial and residential controller setups for elevators in our business of Rocket Elevators. So we're going to start with commercial, and basically we'll go afterwards to the residential, which is like a child setup from the commercial. You can see here we have our kind of list of items we want to control and the different setups we're going to have. You can see here we have a column list, and we have 4 columns in this building. The first one will be taking care of the basement floors from 1 to 6. Column number 2 will take care of floors 1 through 20th. Column number 3 will be 21st floor to the 40th, and so on with column number 4, which we'll use for floor 41st to 60th floor. I'd like to remind you that this setup of elevators is called a battery. We have all these elevators set up together, and at the start our elevators are on the ground floor, the door closed. So to call an elevator, basically we activate the button. This button will then send the signal to find the best elevator. I'd like to remind you that each column basically controls their own set of 4 elevators, and within these 4 elevators there'll be always a best elevator to use. Basically what we have for calculation is if the floor we're at when we call an elevator, if we have an elevator idle at this spot and no request for it, this will obviously be our best elevator. If not, then we go with these calculation here. Basically, if the floor selected is between, for this example here, the basement, between floor 1, the ground level, and basement floor number 6, then we made a difference of 10 floors basically to have the best one. It's always an absolute calculation, and it's always the difference between the floor we're at and the best floor difference. If the elevator is going up and we're looking to go up, then this elevator will become obviously the best popular one, the best elevator in the gang, and it's always going the same direction and to the same floor. These elevators are always the best one. Like I said, we have basement, low rise, middle rise, and high rise calculation here. I did set up a temporal logic on these, basically for the rush hour. So from 0600 in the morning to 900, all the elevators, once they're done moving, so drops customer, gets idled, goes back right down to the ground level floor, only for these hours. We don't set up any type of timings on the end of the day, because basically different businesses, different end of the day. So it's only for morning rush that we do it. And just so we know that every time an elevator is idle and there's no request, it kind of stays at the floor where it finished its last run. We do a setup for opening and closing door with a 5-second timer on it. And same thing, we have buttons to close and open doors from the inside. Floor selection is done through a button selection inside the elevator. Once we hit the button, the request is sent to the floor in the direction we have to go. We then deactivate the button. We do have an overweight situation, a sequence on this. We didn't put any maximum weight because it's obviously would be kind of hard to put a weight on this. So we put max weight for it. And once we install the setup, we'll be putting a number on this. If there's too much weight, well, there's a sign that comes on. It says remove some weight. So we have people coming out and the door won't close. Either will the elevator move. We do have a floor selection. So basically we call our elevator, doors open, floor button we push, we compute. So the elevator floor we're at, and to go up, it's elevator floor +1 until we reach the requested floor. Basically, if we do have a request coming through at that time we're going up, we will grab somebody to go up if we go up, and same thing to go down. We install the idle elevator button, or not a button, but a sequence. So basically, if the elevator is not in a call or there's no request, the elevator stays idle exactly where it's ended course. We install door chimes. We have a chime that would come on every time the door open and close, and it will go for 1 second. This would help people with bad eyesight to be able to hear at least once they get to a floor or to the right floor level. We do have a floor display. Basically, it's the battery status, so we're operational, and the floor displays inside and outside. It goes up as the floor goes up and down. If we take a quick look here at the residential controller, like I said, it's pretty much the same thing. We have our setup here at the top. We call our elevators. We have our calculation here to go get the best elevator in the bunch. We return with these guys here. We did put a temporal logic on this. The only difference is we put the afternoon from 1500 hours to 1900. Basically, it's when most people start coming home from work, and we want the elevators to be at the ground floor at that time, and they will come back down to the ground floor until 1900 is passed. We have the same setup here for door openings and door closing, floor selections, and we did also install a scale on this one to be able to counterpart if we have an overweight situation, which we don't want, sorry. Floor selection, like I said, it's same as the commercial. We basically compute from the floor we're at plus one floor each time and until we reach the requisite floor. We have the same idle, the door chime, and also we did put a floor display on this to be able to basically see where the elevators are at. For any question on this and for request of quotes, go ahead and visit our website, www.rock8-elevators.space. Thank you.